Matthew 25, 1 through 13 says this, "Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 bridesmaids who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish and 5 of them were wise. The 5 who were foolish didn't take enough oil for their lamps, but the other 5 were wise enough to take along some oil." Will you take your phone out with me and turn your lamp on? Turn your phone brightness up. Turn your lamp. Everybody's phone has a torch on it. And let's turn off the lights. Let's turn off the lights. It's gonna get dark. Sorry, live stream. Imagine you and I are those bridesmaids, those friends of the bridegroom, those who were coming alongside of the bride, expecting the bridegroom to return. And everybody who has their lamp on, let me see, what's your battery level? I charged my phone last night. It's at 96%. You've got battery on your phone. You could stay here for a while with these lights on, right? Let me tell you where we're going. In Israel, whenever there was a wedding, every village did it a little bit different, but they would wait outside with lamps. And the bridegroom would come from his town, from his village, with a procession of people. And so everybody was walking with their lamps. They had their lamps, and they had the oil for their lamps. When they get to the bride's section, to her home, to ask for her, they could walk to where the wedding ceremony would be. The only people who were part of the party for the bride and the bridegroom were the people who had the torch that was lit. And so what happened to these ladies is that it says 5 of them were foolish and 5 of them were wise. The foolish ones did not take enough oil for their lamps. Their phone battery was at 5% because they didn't charge their phone, and their lamp was not gonna last all night. And so they knew who was a wedding crasher by who didn't have a light. 5 of them were foolish, 5 of them were wise. 5 of them took oil for their lamps, and the other 5 did not take oil. The bride was waiting expectantly for her bridegroom. The bridesmaids sat there along her, waiting for the bridegroom. The torches were necessary because that's what illuminated the way to the marriage ceremony. Imagine we're all waiting up. We're all using our cell phone lights to illuminate the dark exterior. There's no street lamps. There's nothing like that in this world. Where's your battery level? Maybe you were out all day. Your phone is almost dead. You were playing Roblox. You're waiting and going, and it's like, oh no, now my phone's at 5%. Is my phone gonna last until the bridegroom gets here? Is my phone gonna make it to the wedding ceremony? Does my torch have enough oil? Verse 5 says, when the bridegroom was delayed, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. And at midnight they were roused by the shout, "Look, the bridegroom is coming. Come out and meet him." All the bridesmaids got up and prepared their lamps. Then 5 foolish ones asked the others, "Please, can I get some of your oil? Hey, I see you have a phone charger. Can I borrow your battery so that my phone could last me through the night?" The 5 foolish ones said, "Please, will you give me some of your oil because our lamps are going out? They're gonna think I'm a wedding crasher." The others replied, "We don't have enough for you. I don't have enough oil for you. Go to this shop, go down to the Dollar General and get yourself some oil. Go get yourself a battery bank." But while they were gone to buy the oil, the bridegroom came. And those who were ready went in with him to the marriage feast, and the door was locked. No one could come in after that. Later, the other 5 bridesmaids returned. They're knocking. "Lord, please open the door for us." And he calls back, "Believe me, I don't know you. So you too must keep watch." This is the words of Jesus. "For you do not know the day or the hour of my return." The 5 were not ready. They didn't make it to the party. They missed their opportunity because they were unprepared and they were foolish. They didn't plan. And the gate got closed and there's no way coming in. He's like, "I don't know you. I don't know who you are. You didn't have a lamp. You didn't join our party. You're not welcome inside the gate." The danger of this parable is not rebellion against God. The danger in this parable is proximity without readiness. You could be close. You could be in the wedding party, but you weren't there because you didn't have oil. The 5 foolish bridesmaids were expecting the wedding. They were so excited. They went on that website to order their dress. They did all that stuff to get ready. They went to the bachelorette party. They did all the stuff, but they were not ready for the bridegroom. It wasn't a matter of being stingy. They weren't saying this is me and me only. I guess they were, because what it is that you can't borrow someone else's oil. You can't borrow someone else's battery bank, because you can't tap into someone else's spiritual life. You can't lean on your mom's faith. You can't lean on your uncle's faith. You can't lean on my faith. You can't borrow my faith. I can't give you my faith. I have faith in God that's mine, that I've cultivated, and it can inspire you to have faith, but it's my faith. I can't give you my faith. I can pray for you out of my faith, but I'm not giving you my faith. Faith is something you produce. Your oil is something that you produce. You cannot borrow from the last encounter you had with God to keep going for the future. You can't live off of the memory of what God did 100 years ago. You can read the story, you can tap into the story, but someone else's Pentecostal encounter can't be yours. You can be encouraged by someone else's faith, but you cannot live off their oil. It doesn't work that way. And I'm not saying we can produce something outside of the Holy Spirit, because it's the Holy Spirit who lives and indwells inside of you. The oil comes from God. The power belongs to God. In the Old Testament, there's all these different places where it even said the fat belongs to God. They would take the spoils and they said, leave the fat because the fat belongs to God. It's funny. When you cultivate a life with God and He is applied, something comes out. Pressure, delay, disappointment, temptation will reveal what's formed inside of you when you get into the heat.